What's up, folks? Peace, love, and light. What's happening? My content's for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Praise my content. Put it in the comments. You run across any errors. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. All right, so I've made a lot of reference to universal law in the videos that I've already posted on the channel. So tonight's video will be the first portion of the breakdown of the universal laws. I just went to Barnes and Noble today and had them order me a book. I'm trying to, research as much as I can about the universal laws, but I lack book references, so I had them get on the computer and ran through all the topics. And aside from what I'm about to read off to y'all, I only found one book that kind of like, gets into it, but what I'm going to be reading to y'all tonight is something that I got offline, and it's titled 50 Universal Laws That Affect Reality. So I'm going to be getting into the first 10 tonight, and, I do 10 at a time until all 50 of them is done. So, anybody that's interested in, learning or understanding, getting a fundamental understanding of the universal laws, especially, all of them affect reality, but that was just happened to be the topic of what I'm reading from. Excuse me, pardon me, y'all. It just happened to be the topic of what I took notes from and what I'll be reading to y'all. All right, so bear with me, and let's get on into it. The first law is the law of harmony. And the breakdown for that goes as follows. Superseding the law of karma as the supreme potential of balance. The purpose of karma is to obtain harmony. Your disharmonious actions flow out into the universe and back upon you lifetime after lifetime until eventually your harmony is restored. Once one has evolved to the position of living an entire life of continuous harmony, you will be free from the will of reincarnation. So, I'm I'm taking into account that everybody doesn't embody the same level of understanding. So I'm gonna give it a further breakdown to try to simplify it. Okay. Basically, what I get from that one is basically that being as though they saying that it's saying that karma, the purpose for karma is to obtain harmony within the soul. So unless and until you evolve as a soul, or your soul evolves based upon the free will we all have to make the decision to do this or that, and until you evolve or ascend to the level of living an entire life of continuous harmony, until then you'll have to, be recycled to live another lifetime in another body, to evolve spiritually on a soul level. That's the understanding I get from that. Anybody know anything more so than that? Put it in the comments, man. We all learning. I ain't, energy is to be not energy, but knowledge is to be shared, man, and this is why I do what I do. So I'm open. Number 2, the law of reincarnation and karma. Breakdown is as follows. Until one has resolved his or her karma and fulfilled his or her dharma, that might be a new word alert for some of y'all, so I got, the meaning. Dharma is defined as an individual's duty fulfilled by observance of custom or law, and it's relative to Buddhism. Well, that's the definition that I got, offline. Until one has resolved his or her karma and fulfilled his or her dharma, one will continue to reincarnate into sequential lifetimes upon the earth. That just kind of curtails off of the first one, the law of harmony. Number 3, the law of wisdom. Breakdown is as follows. Wisdom erases karma. If one has the wisdom to learn his or her lessons through love and wisdom, one can mitigate his or her suffering. So basically, I believe on a couple videos ago, I said, something to the effect that you're young and dumb before you become old and wise. And before you can get to the wisdom, you have to acquire the knowledge. So that is kind of like the breakdown I'm going to give to this, the number 3. Once a person acquires wisdom, he or she can mitigate his or her suffering, because ignorance, the eventual sum of ignorance is suffering. That's one of the other sayings that I throw out there every now and again. Everybody got to suffer for their ignorance, man. So, number 4, the law of grace. Breakdown is as follows. If one gives love, mercy, and grace to others, you'll receive the same in return. You get what you give. Self-explanatory. Number 5, the law of soul evolution. We've chose to reincarnate because we desire to spiritually evolve by rising above our fear-based emotions and learning to express unconditional love. In doing so, we raise our vibrational rate and move closer to a state of harmony. Okay, that also kind of correlates to the ones I read before now. It says, first of all, we all chose to incarnate. We were all souls prior to inhabiting the body, or like I like to refer to it, the rental car that we're encased in. Or trapped in, whichever way you want to look at it. If you know, you know. But I do intend on doing a video about, the process of how reincarnation goes. I have a book on it. And, when I study the subject matter a little further, I'll load a video on about it. Okay. And part of the soul's evolution is rising above our fear based emotions. I did the video on fear. And to express unconditional love, I also did a video on that. You got to first embody it. So you got to, learn how to accept every part of yourself and love every part of you, flaws and all, you know, in order for you to express that outwardly. And it goes on to say, in doing so, we raise our vibrational rate and move closer to a state of harmony. Okay. Number 6, the law of bodhisattvas. The word is spelled Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas. Okay. Breakdown is as follows. One who has transcended the need for earthly incarnations, but who has chosen to return to the earth to support others in achieving enlightenment. A bodhisattva knows he or she will never be free until all souls are free. I kind of relate this one to an ascended master. If you're not familiar with the term ascended master, look it up. That's kind of like what that reminds me of, an ascended master. Somebody that's already, went through all the stages, been here multiple lifetimes, and they don't have to reincarnate. They chose willingly to reincarnate, to come back and assist, I guess the best way to say it, based on the notes, is to free souls, to help others evolve to the state of being, whereas though we can all, be back in our true essence and state. Number 7, the law of vibrational attainment. Breakdown is as follows. The entire universe operates off the same principle of vibrational energy. Energy cannot die, it can only transform, and by its very nature, energy must move forward or backward rather than still. For to do so is stagnation, resulting in transformation. Now, you are energy. Your skin, which appears solid, is actually trillions of swiftly moving molecules orbiting each other at a specific vibrational rate, a physical life rate that you earned in the past as a result of how harmoniously or disharmoniously you've lived your past lives and your current life up until this very moment in time. That's pretty self-explanatory. But I know a lot of people, including myself, have heard, and scientists have proven that energy cannot die. It can only be transformed. So this just, supports that I would go as far as to say that would support that truth. Okay, number 8, the law of free will. Okay, now this one gets a little deep. Breakdown is as follows. The law of free will operates in 3 ways. 1. Although many of the major events in your life are astrologically predestined, if you know, you know. This is why, astrology and all that stuff and all the sciences are important to at least delve into to get a fundamental understanding of. But let me go ahead. You always have free will to mitigate the impact of the event or to transcend it entirely. This will result from how you live your life up to the situation you have destined for yourself to experience. If you give grace and mercy to others, are positive, loving, compassionate, and demonstrate by your actions that you've learned past lessons, you can minimize disharmonious experiences. Number two, as you obtain master of life awareness and develop conscious detachment, you'll be far less affected by worldly events than in the past. A master of life enjoys all the warmth and joy that life has to offer, but detaches from the negativity by allowing it to flow through him without affecting him. Number three, you always have free will in how you respond to any situation. If you respond with positive emotions, compassion, and integrity, you've probably learned your karmic lessons and will not have to experience a similar situation in the future. Free will, man. I've said it before, man. Animals don't have what we know to be free will. They have instincts, and those instincts are limited to what they were created to do. This is why we are at the top of creation. And one of the perks that come along with being at the top of creation is we have that free will to decide whether we're going to do what we were created to do or we're going to do what feels good. We're gonna cling to our lusts and desires, or we're gonna do what we know to be right. Simple as that. All right. Number 9, the law of one. Breakdown is as follows. Every soul, living and discarnate, is connected at the level of the collective unconsciousness. No, at the collective unconscious. Deep within the higher self, we are all part of a great energy gestalt. New word alert, gestalt, Gestalt. All right, and the meaning of that word is an organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts. Read that again. I really feel the need to read that again for some of my religious brothers and sisters. Gestalt is defined as an organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts. Now, what does that sound like? Right. Okay. Called God. That's, that's what it was declared as. Some of us, some of us call it by different names, but that's what's depicted here. And because we are a part of God, we are God. Read that again. I'm gonna start a little further back. Let me start it over. Every soul, living and discarnate, is connected at the level of collective unconscious. Deep within the higher self, we are all a part of a great energy gestalt called God. And because we are a part of God, we are God. It is the goal of the gestalt to move the energy forward, creating more energy. So, in living harmoniously, we each increase our vibrational rate and intensify the vibration of the entire gestalt. And when we are disharmonious, we decrease the entire gestalt. Because we are one, everything you think, say, and do, and the motive, intent, and desire behind everything you think, say, and do affects every other soul. Just something to think about. You know? Number 10, the law of manifestation. Breakdown is as follows. Everything manifest begins as a thought, an idea. And ideas and experiences create beliefs, which in turn create our reality. If you are unhappy with your current reality, you must change your beliefs and your behavior. Beliefs can be changed when you recognize those that are not working for you and begin programming what will create success and harmony in your life. The unlimited creative power of your mind through dedication, awareness, and training can be the wisdom to raise above your karma. Within physical application of the laws, you can manifest any reality you desire to experience. In regard to changing your behavior, you must decide which disharmonious behaviors you want to eliminate. Then be aware that you don't have to change how you feel about something to effect it, if you are willing to change what you are doing. There you go, folks. First 10 out of the 50, of the universal laws, man. These are the things that they don't teach us about. These are the things that they aren't going to teach us about. The question is, do you think they already know? Okay, so, hey, man, I ain't going to hold y'all. That was the first installment. Got 4 more to go. So, that's just something I wanted to lay on y'all. Something to think about, something to ponder on and reflect on, contemplate, and start moving in the ways of the ancestors. They were alchemists, and these universal laws, they know them like the back of their hand. Y'all be easy though.